Well, thank you for starting your morning with us. I'm Justin Pizzera. It's great to be with you. At 4:30 for you, we do have continuing coverage of a major wildfire that's burning in the White Mountains of eastern Arizona. This morning, crews are working to try and get control of the Greer Fire. So far, it has burned more than 3,500 acres. It's forced evacuations and road closures and burned several structures. This morning, we have team coverage. Meteorologist Ginger Jeffries is tracking the weather conditions that those crews are up against. Jen Wall is going to have the very latest on road closures out there. But first, William Pitts joins us live near the Greer Fire with more on evacuations and those communities being impacted. Good morning, Will.
Yeah, good morning, Justin. There is good news and there is bad news. As you can probably tell, I'm trying to brace myself for the winds here because they are intense and they have not let up since yesterday. We're talking 35-mile-an-hour winds, gusting yesterday, they said around here, up to 65. That's the bad news. The good news is you can't see the fire behind me. That is an improvement from last night. Definitely the fire has laid down quite a bit because it's gotten a lot colder overnight. It's about 45, 47 degrees up here right now. With the wind chill, it's pretty cold right now. That's, of course, making that fire lay down a bit. Now, that fire started yesterday in Greer about 11 a.m. Greer Fire District, the fire department out there, posted this morning that they think the fire started from an electrical transformer that was damaged by high winds. And they would know this thing actually started right in back of the Greer Fire District department. They also say 4 structures have been lost. They're not saying what kind of structures at this point, but they are saying that it did go outside of Greer toward the Greer Lakes, basically over the Greer Lakes and towards South Fork. The good news is right now, according to the fire map anyway, it doesn't look like it's been into South Fork. What would really help right now would be air tankers, but because of this wind, fire officials told us last night they just can't fly.
We had to ground those heavy aircraft because of the high winds. The fire was mapped by an infrared flight at 3,500 acres. It's moving up east on some ridge tops towards the community of South Fork.
Now, the other good news is this is kind of burning into the Wallow Fire scar. The Wallow Fire was back in 2011. Ironically, it started May 29th, not too far away from the anniversary right now. Most of Greer, we're told right now, is actually safe. The fire was burning kind of away from it in the first place, but a lot of places are still under evacuation. The 26 bar area, which is about where we're standing right now, and the area west of River Road, which is kind of in front of me. You guys can't see it, but it's in front of me over here. There are a bunch of people that live over there as well. They're on set status. They're ready to evacuate in case this fire turns. Of course, these winds are going to be a massive factor throughout the entire rest of the day as it gets a little warmer up here and this fire wakes up a little bit. The good news is it's burning on a ridge right now, and it's kind of staying up in that ridge. If it gets out of the canyon, that might be a little bit more of an issue, but right now, it's kind of staying up there in that ridge, burning in what looks to be some pinon juniper up there and a lot of grass right now. But again, this is a very active fire, and it's probably going to get a lot more active as the day goes on, Justin.
Yeah, Will, you were talking about the Wallow Fire, the largest fire in Arizona history. And it was the wind also that took that fire. It was like an abandoned campfire. Basically, the wind took it. It exploded to 500,000 acres. And I believe you said that this fire is now getting close to that burn scar as well. Is that right?
Yeah, which is not totally unexpected. That was 500,000 acres, and it was so far away from here. It burned basically from Alpine all the way down into Greer, and it's a very large burn scar. The bad part about that is it's been 14 years. A lot of that has regrown at this point. Not so much the trees, but the grassland. There's a lot of recovery going on. So a lot of that is ready to burn if it wasn't cleared out. And of course, they haven't had a whole lot of moisture up here, so a lot of that is very dry. But the good news is, even if it gets into that overgrown burn scar, it's not quite as dense as an unburned forest. The fire hopefully will not be quite as intense.
All right, our Will Pitts out there live for us. Well, we're going to be checking back in with you throughout the morning. Thanks for that update. We do want to get over to meteorologist Ginger Jeffries. My gosh, Ginger.
The wind.
The wind, yeah, I mean, you can just hear it in his mic. That is really troubling for those firefighters.
Absolutely, especially because the air is so dry. I mean, there's basically nothing in the atmosphere that's stopping the fanning of the flames. And then when you add in the wind, well, that's the accelerant. The good news, the only good news I can bring you as far as this goes is, first of all, the winds appear to be steady. So the worst thing when we see a fire is when the winds start to shift the direction of where it's going. Right now, it does look like we've got prevailing southwest winds. winds. We also have an extended red flag warning because those winds, even though they laid down overnight, they're not done. So the strongest was yesterday, but we still have this red flag warning for the areas that fire is burning right now. So that's Apache and Navajo counties through 6 o'clock tonight. And then also for southeast Arizona, this red flag warning has been pushed through 7 o'clock tonight. Current conditions in Greer, it's 45, just like you heard Will say. It's clear and windy. There's pockets of smoke. Right now, the winds are out of the southwest at 12 miles an hour, gusting to 22. But yes, yesterday they got up to 60 miles an hour. So as we zero in, you can see here's Greer, here's Eager. The worst of the winds expected in Eager. So it's this area in between where obviously you have those foothills and wind can just run. These become natural wind tunnels since air has to go over or between the canyons in order to compress and get on through. Through 7 o'clock this morning, we've got winds closing in on 40 from 10 o'clock until about 2 o'clock. That's when I'm looking for the worst of the wind. After 3:30 today, even though, again, these wind speeds are up to almost 40 miles an hour, after 3:30 through 8 o'clock this evening, the winds should start to come down. But again, it is going to be rather gusty. The net result of this, of course, across the state, as you can see, winds are down across the region, will be cooler conditions. So yes, our numbers are coming down. We're going for daytime highs in the 80s, but I have another wind event for us this weekend. Details on that coming up.
Okay, now we want to give you some road closures and restrictions in the area. If you can just avoid travel around here, that's going to be your best bet. You know, when those wildfires are burning, it's very smoky. Visibility can be very low at times as well. So the 260 is closed with restrictions from around the 273 to the 261. That is in Greer and near Eager and Springerville. So your alternate routes this morning, you can use the 261 and the 273. It's going to take you quite a ways out of the way, but it's an option. Also, the 60 to the 191 between Sholo and Springerville to Eager, also options for you. Now I want to get you to the 17 northbound back to the valley. This is near Thunderbird. Reports of a crash near Cactus. I did see it in that camera, but you know, it looks like it's been cleared. So everywhere else across the greater Phoenix area is in the green. We're going to keep you updated on your valley traffic all morning long.
All right, thanks, Jen. So to get the latest updates on the Greer Fire and any other fire that we have, you can download our 12 News app. Just scan that QR code right there on your screen. It's going to take you to a page on our website dedicated to wildfire coverage. And we'll have continuing coverage all morning long, including on the 12 Plus app. This morning today in AZ at 7 o'clock, that's going to be expanding to 8 o'clock for additional coverage of that Greer Fire. We know there is so much information that we got to get to. Stuff is constantly changing. So again, that'll be going to 8 o'clock. Download 12 Plus right now on your TV and you can watch it for free.